Forced marriages and sexual violence to trafficking and systematic discrimination, being a woman in North Korea is like being stuck in a never-ending nightmare. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we have an eye-opening video for you, a glimpse behind the curtain of one of the most secretive and repressive regimes on Earth. We're diving deep into the dark secrets of Kim Jong-Un's regime, as revealed by a North Korean insider. This is someone who's seen it all, lived it all, and somehow, miraculously, managed to get out to tell the tale. So buckle up, because we're about to take a wild ride through a world of propaganda, prison camps, and a level of opulence that would make even the most jaded Real Housewives cast member blush. Make sure to stay till the end to uncover all the shocking details, and trust me, you won't want to miss a single one. Imagine living in a country where the government meticulously tracks every single thing you say, write, or even think. Welcome to North Korea, where Big Brother isn't just watching, he's practically moved into your guest room. The only news allowed is state-approved propaganda designed to portray Kim Jong-Un as a divine being. Independent media? Forget it. The internet as we know it is virtually non-existent for ordinary citizens. Instead, they have the Kwangmyong, a tightly controlled intranet. And if you're caught accessing outside information, well, let's just say the punishment is severe. This control over information is the bedrock of the regime's power, ensuring that its citizens remain trapped in a carefully constructed reality. In North Korea, even thinking about questioning the system is a one-way ticket to a special kind of hell: North Korea's political prison camps. These camps, often compared to the Soviet gulags, are hidden away in remote, mountainous regions. We're talking about an estimated 80,000 to 120,000 people imprisoned for offenses as minor as criticizing the government. Life in these camps is unimaginable for most of us. Forced labor, starvation rations, torture, and public executions are the norm. But the true horror lies in the psychological torment, with prisoners subjected to constant indoctrination and forced to confess their supposed crimes. These camps are a chilling reminder of the regime's brutality and its lengths to silence dissent. While millions of North Koreans struggle to survive, Kim Jong-un lives a life of unimaginable luxury. Imagine struggling to feed your family while your supreme leader indulges in lavish banquets featuring delicacies flown in from around the world. We're talking caviar, Wagyu beef, and enough crystal champagne to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Kim's collection of luxury goods includes a fleet of armored limousines, a private jet collection, and a yacht so big it probably has its own zip code. This blatant disregard for the suffering of his people is not just morally reprehensible, it's a strategic move to reinforce his image as a godlike figure. By surrounding himself with luxury, Kim Jong-un ensures his people see him as above their struggles and deserving of their adoration. Imagine a toddler throwing a tantrum in a toy store, except that toddler has access to nuclear weapons. That's essentially the situation with North Korea's nuclear ambitions. North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons is nothing new, but in recent years, the stakes have been raised exponentially as the regime has ramped up its testing of ballistic missiles and nuclear devices. These tests are a carefully calculated attempt to bolster the regime's legitimacy. By portraying themselves as a nuclear power, the regime hopes to deter foreign intervention and ensure its own survival. It's a dangerous gamble, one that has drawn condemnation from the international community. The potential consequences of North Korea's nuclear ambitions are truly terrifying, with the risk of catastrophic consequences for the entire world. In North Korea, human rights aren't just ignored, they're actively trampled on. The list of human rights abuses committed by the North Korean regime is long and horrifying. We're talking about torture, arbitrary detention, forced labor, public executions, and a whole host of other atrocities. Imagine being thrown in prison for simply expressing an opinion the government doesn't like, or being forced to work in a dangerous coal mine for daring to complain about the lack of food. And let's not forget about the plight of women and girls in North Korea, who face a whole other level of oppression. From forced marriages and sexual violence to trafficking and systematic discrimination, being a woman in North Korea is like being stuck in a never-ending nightmare. These atrocities are deeply ingrained in the fabric of North Korean society, normalized as just another part of life under Kim Jong-un's rule. Imagine a world where every billboard, every TV show, every children's book is meticulously crafted to glorify a single person. That, my friends, is the reality of life in North Korea. From the moment a North Korean child is born, they are bombarded with relentless propaganda designed to instill unwavering loyalty to the Kim dynasty. Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and now Kim Jong-un are presented not just as leaders, but as godlike figures. Every aspect of life is infused with this cult of personality. The regime's propaganda machine isn't just about glorifying the Kim family, it's also about demonizing its enemies, uniting the population against a common enemy, and justifying the regime's iron-fisted rule. Picture this. On one side of a river you have gleaming skyscrapers and bustling shopping malls. On the other side, you have crumbling buildings and empty store shelves. This is the stark reality of the Korean peninsula, a testament to the devastating consequences of Kim Jong-un's rule. While South Korea has transformed into a global economic powerhouse, North Korea remains mired in poverty. The average North Korean earns a paltry $1,800 per year, barely enough to survive. By keeping the population on the brink of starvation, the regime ensures that they are too busy trying to survive to even think about challenging its authority. In North Korea, someone is always watching, always listening, always waiting for you to slip up. It's like living in a real-life panopticon, where every word, every action, every thought is scrutinized. Neighbors are encouraged to spy on each other, children are taught to report any suspicious behavior, and even family members are often wary of speaking freely. The regime has an extensive network of informants and secret police who keep a watchful eye on the population. They infiltrate every aspect of life, from workplaces and schools to social gatherings and even private homes. The regime has been investing heavily in surveillance technology, making North Korea a dystopian reality where the slightest whisper of dissent can have dire consequences. Imagine a world where history isn't a record of the past, but a malleable tool, twisted and reshaped to fit the whims of the present. In North Korea, history isn't a subject to be studied, it's a weapon to be wielded. The regime has gone to extraordinary lengths to control the historical narrative, suppressing inconvenient truths and fabricating heroic tales. Take, for instance, the Korean War. In North Korea, it's taught as a valiant struggle against American imperialists. And what about the Kim family? They're not just leaders, they're practically deities. By creating a narrative where the Kim family is infallible, the regime justifies its iron grip on power and ensures the continued obedience of its people. Picture a lone wolf, circling a campfire it desperately wants to join, but too wary to get close. That's North Korea on the world stage, a country both isolated and desperate for attention. For decades, North Korea has been a thorn in the side of the international community, a rogue nation testing missiles and engaging in nuclear blackmail. Their relationships with other countries are complicated, with closest allies like China and Russia, and nemesis like the United States. Despite their isolation, North Korea craves legitimacy and recognition on the world stage. The question is, can North Korea ever truly shed its pariah status and become a responsible member of the international community? Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because while we've only just scratched the surface of the darkness lurking beneath the surface of Kim Jong-un's regime, one thing's for sure, the truth has a way of slipping out, even from the most tightly controlled narratives. Let us know in the comments what you think about these revelations. What surprised you the most? What more do you want to know about North Korea? And what can we, as citizens of the world, do to support the North Korean people in their struggle for freedom and human rights? Stay tuned for more deep dives into global issues, because the world is a strange and fascinating place, and sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.